great and former footy show host Sam Newman is no stranger to controversy, and he's upset the left again. This time he's been labelled disrespectful for turning his back on the Victorian Governor and walking out as she delivered an acknowledgement of country this week.
Joining us now is former AFL player and host of the You Cannot Be Serious podcast, Sam Newman. Sam, thanks for joining us on this Australia Day. Tell me, why did you walk out on the Victorian Governor as she delivered the Acknowledgement of Country?
I'm so glad you asked me that question. That is a complete beat up. I did when they started the Welcome to Country. I started to move out of the hall out of respect. I don't want to stay in any function or any chat that's going on when they welcome the country. I think it's wrong and it's nonsense and it's complete. It's a sham. So I started to walk out out of respect. Let's not be a hypocrite. If you don't like it, move out. And then I didn't turn my back on whoever was delivering the speech. I was filming. The fact that I was filming myself with the person speaking in the background because I was there to celebrate Australia Day. One of the few, incidentally. It was threadbare, the auditorium or Government House. It seems to be dropping off in popularity. So I was just giving it a bit of coverage, which I did.
Oh, good on you. I've got to ask you, Sam, I feel like welcome to countries, acknowledgement to countries, they're really in the spotlight at the moment. People are now saying, no, enough is enough. You called it a sham just then. Why do you think that?
It's a fraud. It's an absolute nonsense. You have who is welcoming us to what? What country? We are all Australians. We all want to be. We don't want to be divided by this racial lens that people look at our country through, and it is just an absolute bogus. Welcome to Country is just a recent invention that's been foisted on us, and it is nonsense. No one's ever. What would you welcome to what country? This country is here because some people arrived in the middle of the 1700s and when settlement came and built the country what it is. We all want to be part of it, and just people walking around welcoming us to who country, people standing up at sporting functions. Mind you, there's people pushing back on it, but people welcoming us who haven't been on the planet half as long as I am, they have no idea what they're talking about. It's just exploiting. It's just a way to exploit people making money out of just lighting fires and dancing, and it's just nonsense.
Sam, I agree with you that people are starting. I agree with you. People are starting to push back on it. I don't think you're alone at all in the thoughts that you're expressing. I want to ask you, how much do you think Australia's changed in the past, 20, 30 years? Do you think we're becoming a better country or worse, particularly in terms of social cohesion and identity?
Of course we're becoming a better country. The people who keep saying we're a racist country are the people pushing this because it divides them and it gives them something to complain about. We're not a racist country. Of course there's pockets of it. There's pockets of it all over the world. But we are trying to. We've had a plebiscite, a yes/no vote, and overwhelmingly people said we don't want to just keep pushing this division. We want to be united, but there's people rampaging through the city about Invasion Day. As I say, if someone hadn't turned up here all those years ago, there'd be nothing here. And that is, and I'm not sure why. And there's a hell of a lot of Indigenous leaders that have this opinion. We all just want to be one people, and it is an absolute nonsense to go to a sporting function, have someone come out dressed in a bearskin, whatever it is, and welcome us to country. The people, the AFL are the greatest culprits.
Absolutely. And look, I feel like there was so much pride back in the days when you played AFL, Sam. People could have a laugh and get stuck into each other and not be offended at all. What happened? What's gone wrong?
Because the activists, the vocal minority, the social elites take over and they push. No one's game to push back because they'll get cancelled and their employers say, oh no. When I played football, we didn't have any welcome to country. I played my greatest mentor in life, the greatest man I looked up to was an Indigenous man called Graham Farmer, Polly Farmer. He didn't go. The great Lionel Rose said, when he won the title in 1968, he said, someone asked him, did he do it for the Aboriginals? He said, no, mate. He said, I don't go in for all this black and white stuff. He said, I did it for Australia. 1968, he said that, but yet this just, we keep giving oxygen. You have the leader. What about the leader of, what about the treacherous leader of the Greens not speaking in front of the Australian flag? Why would anyone film? Why would anyone take that press conference if he won't stand in front of the Australian flag? You watched the tennis last night. We have to endure the welcome to country and thanks for the stadium and all that. And then to add insult to injury, the lady that won the title has to stand in front of 3 different flags. I mean, what are we doing? We are one nation. We are one country. We want to get on with everyone. We pay respect to those who deserve respect, and that doesn't matter what your colour or creed is. It is an absolute nonsense, and the wheel is turning. People have had a gutful of it.
Sam, I couldn't agree with you more. Before we let you go, former AFL player and motor neuron disease advocate Neil Daniher has been named Australian of the Year. I just wanted to get your thoughts on that. You'd be pretty pleased with that decision, I imagine?
Well, he's a marvellous man, Neil. I had... don't want to jump on the bandwagon, but when he coached Melbourne, he asked me to come down and be the ruck coach. I spent many years with him down there. He is a marvellous man. He came over one day while I was tending to the rucks, and he said, now, what are you teaching him? I said, I'll tell you what I'm teaching him, mate. You go away, and I'll teach them, and if they don't do any good in the game next time, you come and speak to me then. But you go and do what you do, and I'll do what I do. He was a fantastic man, still is, and God love him. God bless him.
Well, Sam Newman, we appreciate you joining us this Australia Day. Thanks so much for your time.
Thank you.